From 1980 comes one of those Italian movies with several names. Its original title was Hell of the Living Dead, also known as Night of the Zombies, Virus and Zombie Creeping Flesh, which it was previously called when it was released early on in the Italian collection from 88 Films. This is the 4K remaster, and this movie looks remarkably great, better than it has any right to be. This is a kind of pastiche knockoff of various Italian movies at the time, zombie movies, or even something as simple as Cannibal Holocaust. It tries to riff on that. We have at the start of this a secret plant where they are doing some top secret government experiments. This is a sanitised and safety cautious plant where somehow a rat has come in and died. And as a couple of people investigate, the rat comes back to life, devours one of the people, who then turns into a zombie, and the outbreak begins. We kind of jump to our other couple of groups that we're going to meet. One is a team of commandos who are battling eco-terrorists, and they manage to stop them with a barrage of bullets in a kind of fun sequence early on. We meet our roving reporter Leah Rousseau, who is down in Papua New Guinea investigating whatever the hell's going on when she gets wind of tales of kind of zombification. These commandos, these reporters, meet up together and they trek through. They're trying to get to this facility where they can wipe everything off the face of the earth, and this never really happened. But it's not really going to play out that way. This is a really kind of fun zombie movie. It's typical of the Italian genre. If you're a fan of that, you're going to love what this gives you. If it's something you haven't really experienced before, well, buckle up, because this is a little bit different from your normal movie making ways. I loved quite a bit about, I keep wanting to say Zombie Creeping Flesh, Hell of the Living Dead. I thought it was remarkably funny and silly at certain times. I loved a lot of the main characters. I loved the fact that we seem to get these moments where nothing's really connected and we're just doing it for the sake of doing it. Like the moment where our reporter, who has some familiarity with a tribe, has to go ahead of her group so that she can kind of break the ground, let them know that they're coming and that they're friendly and everything is okay. To do this, she's going to have to strip down to a thong made of branches and run naked through the forest, painted up in various colours and just jiggling.
I'll have to go ahead and meet them and go alone.
It makes no sense, but you know, there's a part of me that's just like, that's awesome, and I love every second of that footage. The zombie makeup can be rather fun and inventive. Yes, in this new 4K fashion you can see a lot of the seams, but that just adds to the aesthetic for me, adds to the fun, adds to the sort of feeling that I have watching these movies, which are comforting, which are entertaining, which are not serious whatsoever, and somehow a little ramshackled but come together remarkably well. I do like the kind of story that it has. The fact that we're a power plant, the fact that it leads into jungle zombies. We have a cameraman who's running about always filming, kind of like one of the characters in Cannibal Holocaust. The way bodies appear out of nowhere, the slow rambling nature of the zombies, and one of our commando characters who's constantly just belittling them, and at one point I was hoping was going to get eaten sooner rather than later, because he's so grating and he's messing about with these things, but at the same time it's kind of funny.
All you have to do is shoot it right through the head.
A lot of the characters here are really kind of fun. this whole movie itself is incredibly fun, tongue-in-cheek, a little bit silly, but most of all fun. And I liked spending time with the majority of the characters, whether it be Lieutenant London, whether it be Leah Rousseau, or any of the secondary characters who are going to end up as food. I even kind of like that finale, which I won't talk about, the final scene, which alludes to something far greater. In fact, I would love to have seen a sequel of this, carrying on telling us more of this story, because I feel it's a really solid setup to a bigger world expanding zombie apocalypse which we could have here. Some great sequences in this as well, full of gore. Particularly I think one that I really sat up and paid attention to was the old woman that is kind of dead, and there's effects and some fun to be had there, which I don't really want to go too much into it because it's just a great sequence. So Hell of the Living Dead is a really fun Italian horror film, directed by the really wildly inconsistent Bruno Mattei. Some movies of his I love, some I absolutely loathe, some are just in the middle. This is one of the better ones in my eyes, but I do love Italian zombie films. It fits perfectly in with the rest of the kind of movies that were released around this time. If you're a fan of those, great, get it. If you're not a fan, be wary. Test the waters. This might not be for you. I hope it's your kind of crazy, because I love it. Let's dive into this disc, which has some wonderful extras in it, and have a little look to see what is there. So here we are in the disc for Hell of the Living Dead. Let's go to the special features. We have an audio commentary with Italian genre film experts Eugenio Ercolani and Troy Howarth, who literally wrote the book on Italian giallo films. Next up we have Beauty and the Dead, an interview with Margie Newton, which is 26 minutes 36 seconds, talking about how she got her start in the business, her thoughts on the film, and her fond memories of working with Mattei. Next we have Poor Zombies, a 2017 interview with Claudio Fragasco. This is 13 minutes 15 seconds in length, just talking about the impact of zombie movies. Next we have Vincent and Clyde, a 2022 interview with Claudio Fragasso. This is 39 minutes 2 seconds in length. This goes really into depth about talking about working with a few of the people in this film, his experiences, and he kind of looks back with a lot of fondness, and it's really interesting. Next up we have Writing the Dead, an interview with Rosalia Drudi, which is 22 minutes 56 seconds. She's talking about how she had to pretend to be a man when she was getting her stories published, how she began to work with these people and start to write scripts for horror films, and how they were received, and her love for horror. Next up we have my favourite of the extras on this disc, Attack of the VHS Zombies, which is 27 minutes 52, and sort of dips into the whole video nasty era in the UK in the early 80s, and it's really fun. It's kind of condensed, lots of great information, and it was a really great addition to this disc. Then we have the original trailer, which at 3 minutes 44 is fantastic, featuring that wonderful goblin music. It just gives an idea of the kind of craziness we're about to watch. And that is the extras for Hell of the Living Dead. So there we have it. It's a fairly stacked disc. It's got some great extras, and amongst that as well is a poster of this artwork, and it's also got a booklet, small booklet, but some interesting fun material as well in that. It doesn't really say it on the back of this, but that is there, and it was a great addition to this package. I'm really happy with this 4K. Next on to House in the Edge of the Park, which I have never seen before, a Deodato movie that I am looking forward to as much as you can with these kind of home invasion movies. I'd love to know your thoughts on Hell of the Living Dead. zombie creeping flesh, virus, Night of the Zombies, whatever you want to call it. Let me know in the comment box below when you first saw it. Have you seen it multiple times? Are you picking up this disc? Do you love it? Hate it? Fall somewhere in the middle? Let me know in the comment box below. We can have a chit chat about this. And don't forget to hit this video with a like, because it really helps. And there is more content up here if you want to see more of my stuff. In the description box are links to the Patreon membership program and manvfilm.com, always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.